favorite games that I play, but it's also one of the most ones that I don't like. It's complicated. It's just the game annoys me and also makes me happy at the same time. Most games can be like that, but this one really aggravates me. But I've had videos where I've explained how trash this game is, or how trash the fucking developers are, and I can go on and on with them. But that's not what the video is about. This video is going to be about. So I wanted to talk about, how we see these cars as legendary and common, epic, rare, rare again. Like, I want to explain and understand and talk about what that means to people like us. And that means fuck all. Because when you look at the rare, common, legendary, epic, and God knows whatever the house there is, it doesn't make sense. Oh, shit. Because these cars are cars anyone can get. And anyone who's played this game enough can get these cars like no problem. Most people in the community of FH4 already own these cars. And they're not worth much. Like this car, legendary. This is a Jaguar C-Type. It's an old car. And it's worth 20,000, no, let me rephrase that, 20 million credits. But yet, it is not actually worth that much. Because the car doesn't serve any purpose for it to go that fast or that good. It's an okay car. This fucking car is an okay car. Right? This car is an overpriced, old pile of shit. Okay? Yeah, this is like one of the only cars I can find that's worth still 20 million. Okay, and this car does not sell at all. No one buys these. I can only speculate why people put these cars up. And to me, I think it's mainly because they're hoping that a retard out there with more money than brains decides, say, I'm buying this. And then they get money. But there's also another reason. And I used to do it too. Where you have another account, right? And you have this car, or a bunch of these cars, right? And you bought them for, let's just say, 5 million. So you're going to make 15, maybe 14 million because the game takes a bit away. Okay, that's still a big profit compared to how much you paid for the car. And you sell it the same way this guy is doing it right now, at 20 million. Then you go on the other account, sign in with the other account, reload the game on that account that has a crap ton of credits, and then just buy out all the cars. You just made money on the other account. Boom, you know what I mean? That's one way I can see how people make money in this game, where it's like, let's see, I want to make money, right? So let's make a modded account. Okay? Let's not put rare cars in there that will get me banned. So let me make a modded account that have nothing but money. And I'm going to go on my main account that doesn't have a lot of money, put up all these cars, buy them all with my modded account, and then do it over and over and over again. That's how you get money without getting caught and get banned. It's something that Player Games has to fix. And by doing that, they just have to properly understand what cars are actually legendary, what is worth money and what is not worth money. And cars that are legendary should be cars that are hard to get. Hence why they're legendary. Like, you must have a legendary car because you took forever to get them. Like, you know what I mean? That's why they should be legendary. But these cars are so easy to get. This is a DLC car. Okay? You pay with real money, boom, you have the car. What's legendary about it? Nothing. You already own it. Okay? And there's nothing really legendary about this fucking car, because it's not like this car can go really fast. It doesn't. There's nothing special about the car, besides maybe the history, and just the aesthetic look out of it. That is it. I'm not talking trash about the guy who's using this car. The guy who's selling the car, no. There's nothing wrong with him. I'm talking about the car in general. I'm looking at his car. If you want to, I'll leave, and then I'll go to a different car. I'll go with my own C-Type, right? I'm gonna go to Jaguar right here, wherever the fuck it is. I have one myself, but it's only because I did pay to get the car. When I mean pay to get the car, I mean like I got the DLC, so the car was included, right? And I'll show you about it. Well, I passed it. Oh, the fuck is Jag? There's Jeep, there's Jaguar. Here it is, the C-Type. This is the C-Type. It's worth 5 million, okay? But yeah, it's a legendary car. That makes no fucking sense because it's not even anything that special. Let's just say this car wasn't a DLC. Why the fuck do you have to pay a lot of money to get this car? It shouldn't be legendary. Cars like these cars that are, interesting to look at, like, or this car. See how this is legendary? That makes sense. Legendary, that might make sense. Cars that actually, they should rate what looks the best, what runs the best, and why. They gotta be, if they're gonna be legendaries, because for a reason. Like these Koenigsegg's, for instance, they're all legendary. Every single Koenigsegg here is a legendary car. And you can say it's because it's Koenigsegg. Koenigsegg is one of the fastest car companies when it comes to top speed and even sometimes acceleration of all time. And you would be kind of right, but that's not always right. These cars are great, but I still don't think all of these are legendaries. The Agera RS could be considered a legendary. The CCGT could also be considered legendary, but the CCX and the CC8S, the Agera, and even the Koenigsegg 1-1 should not be legendary. Maybe the Regera, because it is such an iconic looking car, and it's the only car that uses one gear that can reach up to 400 kilometers an hour and still can go stupid fast reverse, although in this game it doesn't, but whatever. That can be considered maybe not legendary, but epic. Or maybe legendary, I'm not sure. But the way they just throw these legendary shits all over the place, like, it's like a random legendary, just spew it everywhere, right? Like, I don't understand it. How the fuck's this car legendary, or this piece of shit? How is this piece of shit legendary? But this one, that looks just like this one, honestly, is only epic. It just mind boggles me. It just blows my mind. I don't understand. It's dumb. It is really dumb. And the community who play this game, most people have a lot of cars. Look at me. I have quite a bit of credits, and I'm a pretty high tier and level. I have almost all the cars in the game. I still have some rares I don't have, and I'm trying to get them. But I have a lot of cars also that I have to upgrade. Like, there's a lot of cars I either have to upgrade or fix, and even get rid of or sell. But I just don't understand that aspect of this game, and it's just that you can tell the people who make the game just don't know what they're doing, because they were able to make the cars come in and look great, sometimes sound great. Most of them are just slapped with the same sounds, which is very bland and boring. For a big company to have very bland shit is ridiculous. It's just a repetitive, just engine sounds. And yeah, you can say it's expensive to get these real cars in the real world to test, to actually put them through like stress tests, so you can get these iconic sounds so you can implement it in your game. You know what I mean? I get it, but if you're gonna make a game, please, like, no one wants to play your game with the same engine sounds. We want something different. The Apollo, when it came out, people were pissed off to find out the fucking Apollo sounded so shit. They wanted that car. We all wanted that car. I knew I wanted that car, and I really wanted that car. When I saw you were able to get it, I fucking tried my ass to get it. Wasn't able to, but I ended up getting it when the season came out. I won it. Man, was I ever disappointed to find out the car just did not have the engine sound that I know I heard from the YouTube video from Supercar Blondie, because she revved the engine in that one video, and I was like, yo, that car sounds mean. And in this game it does not. It just has the same fucking engine that you hear in FH3. For what's that fucking car called? The Lamborghini Centenario. I don't hate the engine that's in the Centenario, but no one wants to hear the same engine from different cars in other cars. It just doesn't make any sense. It really bothers me, and the 5th game is going to be the same bullshit. They might change the engine noises a little bit, or add a couple, you never know. But it won't be enough to really be, it belongs to the car. Like, if you want to like a car, it's not because of how it drives and how it looks, it's also how it sounds. Like, that's what really makes the car tick. That's what makes people like the cars. Not only because it looks good, drives good, it's also because it sounds good too. Like, that's why a lot of people like cars, because they need to have that sound. Oh, that sounds good. The car just sounds, great. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying the car sounds in this game sound bad. They don't. A lot of them do sound great, but unfortunately, they're all abused. Why? Because they're just all over the place. They're almost in every car. There's not very many different variations of sounds in cars. I try my best to get the same. Use this fucking stock engine so I can get that engine noise. But even all the stock engines have pretty much the same sound, maybe with different pitches and stuff, but it's the same shit. It's underwhelming and it's annoying. And it's just unfortunate. So there's that little rant that I want to pretty much speak about. There's also another little rant I want to talk about. This guy I used to be friends with. His name was Fangs. His gamer tag was named Fangs, but I can't remember the rest of his name. Fangs something whatever. I don't give a shit. So first I called him Franks because that's what I thought it was. He didn't take it too hard, but then I found out, okay, his name's not Franks, it's Fangs. So I was like, okay, no big deal. I met this guy through an old friend named Slayer, Quarter Slayer. He was another good guy, but I don't really play with him anymore, so I'm most likely just going to remove him off my friends list because he doesn't play any Forza often. He plays other games I don't really play anymore. So I'm just going to... I'm doing like a cleanup where I'm removing people who I used to be friends and I don't play with anymore. I should just remove them. And even people who... or I don't even... haven't played forever, I'm just going to remove them anyway. You know, I like people under my friends list if they're going to be playing and hanging out with me. We all have lives, we all do things, don't get me wrong, we can't always play every time, but if you're just going to sit and do nothing, and if you are going to play, and if you just don't want to hang out with me, then get off my friends list. There's no point. I don't want to see you if I can't even bother to play with you, you know what I mean? To hang out with you, do whatever. I can't do that if what's the point? So this guy named Fangs, I met him through Slayer, and I thought he was a cool guy. I ended up hanging out with him, and we ended up kicking it off and having a good time. He ended up adding us as friends, and it was good for a while. So he's a 15-year-old kid, and I hung out with him. He had some fun playing on FH3 and even some FH4 and even Forza Motorsport 7. But he started to really aggravate me, and it slowly got more and more aggravating playing with him. Hanging out with him, so when I was playing with him and hanging out with him, I stopped hanging out with him a lot. In fact, it was to a point where I stopped hanging with him in general. And every time he'd message me, I'd usually respond with, "Okay, let's play," or sometimes I'd just be like, I just be like, "I can't play with you," and at that point, when he last sent me a message, I just ignored his message. I didn't even respond. He's just like, "Hey, buddy," and I just ignored him. And don't be wrong, I did say also earlier where it's like, if you're not going to play with me, and you're not going to, what's the point, be my friend? And he wanted to play, but the problem with him is he was just a very cocky bastard who likes to pretend he knows it all. That annoys me. I don't like playing with people who are cocky. It annoys me, because, I'm trying to play a game and have fun. I can't have fun when you're acting like you're a know-it-all, and you're teaching me. Those are the people who want to teach you how to do things. If there's something you don't know and you ask them, fine. And then it becomes annoying when they pretend they know, and even if they do know, they just want to put their 2 cents in there. They always want to teach you. It's like, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. If I want to know, I'll ask you. If I don't want to know, then I don't have to, and then I don't care to know. And it just bugs me, this guy, he wouldn't stop. He's a very competitive racer, and don't get me wrong, he's actually a good racer. He knows how to race really good, and Forza, like, he can race really good. Like, he's even better than me, kind of, at what's that game called? I don't know what the fuck the game's called anymore. I bought it and I just said, what a waste of my money. It's that other racing game. I'm actually gonna find out what game it is. Oh yeah, Project Cars 2. So he was always begging me to get Project Cars 2, telling me, you should get it, you should get it. I had Project Cars 1, not on the Xbox, but on the PS4 back when I had the PS4. I didn't really like it. It was realistic, but it was too clunky and it wasn't my type, so I just stopped playing it. And Project Cars 2, I didn't want to get it because I was like, well, if it's anything like this, the first one, I didn't care. I heard it was better in every way, so I got it. I do like it, don't be wrong, but it's not enough to put me to play it. So I played it and I was like, yeah, it's interesting, but there's not very many cars to choose from, um, and it's still clunky like the first one, but maybe not as much. It's just not my type. Yet somehow when I played with him, I was actually better than him. Kind of. Maybe he just was screwing up. Let's just say he was screwing up and he was just not playing it seriously, and hence why I was better than him. But the point was, he always has to give an excuse why he screws up. He can never take it like, oh, I suck. And sometimes he does, but it's usually because it's mostly him blaming either sometimes me or the game or lag, or he's just one of those retards that just cannot accept failure. And there's nothing wrong with accepting failure, because accepting and giving up are two different things. When you accept failure, then you're actually understanding what you did wrong, knowing that I screwed up. I should know what I did wrong. Let me figure out what I did wrong and work on to fixing what I did wrong to be better so I don't do it again. That's accepting failure and working past the failure, not giving up. Now, don't get me wrong, he doesn't give up, but he doesn't also accept failure. He tries hard and hard and hard, hence why he's a hardcore gamer or a try-hard. Well, like, he's one of those like try-hards who really try harder to the point they don't understand. If anything, they just try to beat the system, and sure, they get past their mistake, but then it makes them look more like a douche because they act, when they beat it, they just act like, oh, I see, I'm amazing, or some bullshit. There's those people you know out there, and Fangs is one of them. I didn't like hanging out with him, and he really bothered me, and he didn't have a lot of games, at least I thought he did, and I was telling him all the games I had, and I was not showing off. I was just telling him because I think it was like he was asking me what games I had, so I told him, okay, well, I have a lot. Do you want me to explain to you what I have? I'll only tell you the games that I have that are multiplayer. So I told him all the games that I have were multiplayer. That's like maybe half or maybe a quarter, I don't remember, but I have about almost half about games that are multiplayer, and I do also single player. And he was like, wow, you got a lot of games. And yeah, I do. And he used that as, oh, the guy has a lot of money. So he also now looks at me like I'm some person that he can ask for money. And I don't like that. I really don't. That's a sad, pitiful excuse, you know, to say. It's just so funny because one time, I think it was Christmas, last Christmas, and it was just this past Christmas that just came and went, and the guy goes and asks me on text, and I wasn't even on Xbox. It was like I was doing something else, and he messaged me on console, and I saw it on my phone, and I was just so surprised, and I thought it was so funny because I was like, this guy honestly thinks. Alright, I'm back. Sorry for that, guys. So, what the fuck? My voice sounds even more weird than before. Okay. Sorry, I'm just gotta get this fixed. So, he goes and asks me on Christmas, or just before Christmas. Okay, give me a second. This mic's acting up. Alright, I'm back. Okay, so that's much better. Much better. Holy shit, that was annoying. Okay, so he goes and asks me on Christmas, saying like, hey, Dusty, do you have $20 you can give me as a gift? Um, you know what? Let me go and find the exact message. Now I shouldn't talk about this on YouTube, but I'm only doing it because he really did piss me off and annoyed me. And I was like, you know what? I might as well just get right to the point. Let me see. Yeah, this is what he says. He's like, he just asked me out of the ordinary. He's like, Dusty? I'm like, what's up? He's like, can you buy something for my dad? Buy something for my dad? Didn't. Can you buy something for me, I guess? His English is shit, so I'm gonna read exactly how it's said. Can you buy something for my dad? Didn't give me shit for and bought my sister some new computers and AirPods. And I'm like, sorry, buddy, I don't buy people things. He's like, it's okay, I understand. Sorry for asking. And there's more to it, but I didn't want to get right. I don't want to read the entire thing, but pretty much that's what he did. I don't like when people ask me for shit. I don't. Um, I get they're asking me and they're just desperate and it just bothers me because I don't like people ask me. I used to say to my friends, I don't mind if you ask me, but I don't see it as when asking someone for something, you're gonna get it. If you're my friend, if I want to buy you something, I'm gonna buy it to you because I want to, not because you asked, because I wanted to, right? And I don't like when people ask me because it just seems like there's some bum off the street. I don't like that shit. I really don't. I get it. He's just a 15-year-old kid. He's stupid. He doesn't have a brain. He just says shit without you really thinking. And yes, that's what he did. But that's not the point. I don't like it. It pisses me off when people ask me for things. And I had a kid also ask me, and I was being nice to him, and I said I was going to, but I obviously didn't because I'm not going to. Like, I'm not buying you shit, kid. Just because I have all these games and God knows whatever doesn't mean I'm fucking rich. And let's just say I am rich, I'm not gonna buy you nothing. It's not because I'm greedy or because I'm selfish. It's because it's my money. It's what I've worked for. Why should I give it to you just because you asked? What? Like, you see what I'm saying? You want something, work for it. Don't ask for it. Alright? If I'm gonna give you something, it's because I want to, not because because you asked me. If it's something like I had a friend he's not my friend anymore. His name is TJ Johnson. Okay, fuck him. His name is TJ Johnson. He's an annoying motherfucker who will not leave me alone. He's a guy who I used to hang out with in high school. Okay, he was a good kid and generally is a good guy. He means really well. The problem with him, he reminds me like and then this is where I get um, fangs. He reminds me of TJ because TJ does the same thing but worse. TJ always asks me like for money. He lives at his parents' place, okay? He may pay rent, but at the end of the day, he lives with his parents. Why you ask me for money like as if are you gonna be kicked out of your house? What, are you gonna be broke and homeless and bankrupt and not have nothing for yourself? Like, and then he just says, oh, I just want a couple of bucks for the bus fare. Like, what? What are you, a fucking bum off the street asking me for money for the bus fare? What the fuck are you? I'm your friend. You don't ask me for that. If you're gonna ask me for help, it's gotta be important. It's gotta be because you don't wanna have to ask me. Because I see it as if you're gonna ask someone for money, it's because you're so broke. You're so got nothing, right? There's no other option to get the money that you need, and it's not a little bit, it's a lot. It's like over $100 and more. So I see it as it's 500 and more is when you really are broke and you need money and you actually need $500. You're broke and you don't have anything to pay for your rent or just for your car or maybe for a court, whatever, something important that you don't want to ask someone but you have to because they're your last option, which is like your friend or your best friend. But to ask me for like a couple of dollars, it's a slap in my face. It's like, that's how you see me? Some guy you're gonna ask for a bus fare? Like, go fuck yourself. Get the fuck out of here. And I was being really nice to the guy, and he also gave me shit. But he's still a kid. He's an idiot, right? He's a fucking idiot. He's not a brain. You know, he doesn't have more than double fucking digit IQ, right? And you know, I just don't bother with him. This guy's made so many fucking Instagram accounts. It's hard to keep track of. He's always making new Instagram accounts, God knows for whatever reason. And then he keeps adding me. And one time, we haven't spoke to him for a while. And then he added me, then he goes and makes some posts. Not to me, just a random post saying, what should I get, PS4 or Xbox One? So then I was like, you know what, if he actually is, you know, being real, then I would like to put some 2 cents of mine in there and say what I think he should get. And it doesn't mean he has to, I'm not giving him a reason to, I'm just giving him, you know, hey, 2 cents, you don't have to listen to it, you don't want it, don't do it, it's up to you, you know what I mean? So I told him, I was like, hey, if you get the Xbox, I have an Xbox myself, I don't have a PlayStation. And if you want to play with me and hang out with me, you know, you can do it that way. And I even explained to him if he even gets an Xbox, I'll give him my account as primary. Okay? And he actually agreed with it and said sure. Now my account, even till today, is still my account is primary on my Xbox. But that's it. It's my Xbox is the only console of which my main account is primary on. And I was gonna give him my main account to primary on his side, and then change my password so he doesn't have access to the account anymore. But once my account's already primary on his console, he doesn't need to go on my account anymore anyway. That way he has access to all my games, DLC, digitals, whatever, so he can play on his account for free. Even subscriptions like go online and whatever, right? And I was willing to do that for the guy, you know. And we were in good terms, and yeah, sure. So when he finally got his console, I told him, listen, I told him that I wasn't able to do it because I don't have it until April. And that's a true fact. My next Switch, where I can take my account and prime it on a different console, is until April of this year, 2020. And I told him this. He wasn't too happy, but like I did send him a picture showing him, like, look at this. Like, I'm not lying to you. I'm being real. Now, he didn't believe me at the end. He ended up getting into an argument with me because he wanted to go snowboarding, which I did too. But, you know, I had money which I couldn't spend on a snowboard and whatever. And I have some equipment to go snowboarding, but it costs money to go up there to rent the lodge over there to go snowboarding. You have to stay up there for the weekend. And everything there just isn't cheap. I knew this. So I was trying to save up to do this, but it wasn't going to work because it just costed a lot of money and it was just not going to work in general. So I ended up telling him, and I ended up getting sick, so I couldn't go anyway. But I told him, listen, I'm already sick, but I'm pretty much not going to go mainly because, not because I'm sick, but it's because I don't have the money to spend to go up there. He was not happy. He was pissed. He was fucking mad. And yeah, he did buy his board, and I did apologize and say, listen, I can't do it, I just don't have the money. And he was just fucking mad. Started giving me shit, so I was like, whatever, go. I don't care. Because I don't care at the end of the day, because he always asks me for money. He pissed me off, so I don't care if he's mad, because at the end of the day, it's, you know, I don't have anything. I'm not going to spend my money that I got to pay for my fucking rent where I live, and food, and transportation, to go and use that money now to go, for a weekend, to go hang out with him. No, I want to hang out with him, don't get me wrong. But I can't, I gotta think like an adult. I can't think like children. He lives at his parents' place. He's not losing his place. He's not losing anything. He just has his money that he makes is going there. He doesn't have to worry. I don't have that luxury. I live in my own place. I gotta pay my own stuff. I gotta pay for everything. I gotta now do double time just to pay for where I have to go. And I don't want to do that. That's too much work. So I said, no, I'm not doing it. Especially after I came from being sick. What do you think? I'm just going to work my ass off to go do this? Fuck him. I was being nice about it and I said I couldn't do it. But it wasn't enough. So then whatever. a little bit of time went past, and he goes and asked me again if I wanted to go snowboarding or whatever, and I just ignored him. I didn't even bother responding. Because people like him, I don't waste my time with. You know, they're just loafers. Those are people who want to loaf off of you. Those are people who aren't really your friends. Those are people who are like to use you for something that they just don't have, or they just don't want to get because it's too much work for them. Okay, and Fangs is one of those people. I don't waste my time with people who pretend that they're who they are. Like Fangs, he also said when I was playing GTA not long ago, so I just recently blocked him because I was just fed up with the guy. He, like I said, he goes in, acts like a tryhard. He acts like a tryhard, and then he also pretends to know it all. And what pissed me off is he got this buddy of mine who came into the party. He came on his own. I never invited him. His name was Bunny, but I'm not gonna say his entire name. He's a good guy, and he's actually a good racer on FH4, which is Forza Horizon 4, which is what I'm playing right now. Okay, he's a really good racer on this game. He's not a tryhard. He's just generally good at it. He's actually having fun. He's joking around, having fun, and it's fun playing with him because even though he's better than me, he's not. It's not like he's trying to beat me. He's beating me because he actually is better than me. You know, people like, what's his name? Fangs. He tries to beat me, and he does beat me. Don't get me wrong, and I can say he is better than me, but he's a tryhard. He's a guy who wants to. He's always trying to be better, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you end up using that to ruin, like, to just go above your friendship, that really annoys me. Okay, it fucking pisses me off. And he goes and says that, he goes and pretends like he knows everything about GTA. Like, I played GTA back when it fucking first came out on the PS3 and 360. I fucking ended up modding the shit out of that game on the PS3 and PS4. I fucking modded, like, how many people's accounts on that goddamn fucking thing? I stopped doing it for two reasons. One, because main reason actually was because it was wasting my time. It takes forever to mod it on the PS3 and then transfer over to the PS4 successfully. Forever. And that's what I used to do. So I stopped it mainly because of that, because I modded so many people's accounts and mine that it took me forever, and it annoyed the fuck out of me, so I just stopped. And then not only that, not long after that, another reason, because I did slightly here and there, I stopped because Rockstar ended up ending where you were able to bring your account from your old gen to your new gen. So modding on the next gen wouldn't be possible anymore. And I was like that game quite a lot. I played that GTA Online like crazy on the PS3 and on the PS4. I have friends who could back me up. Okay. The point here is I played that game a lot. I'm experienced. Now, I haven't been on Xbox at all. I was always on PlayStation 3 and PS4. And generally, this is actually pretty recent. This fucking piece of shit. Pretty recently, I ended up getting this Xbox. Or not this Xbox, generally, just into Xbox. My first Xbox One would be the One S. Then I got the One X, which is the one I have right now. This was like 3, maybe 4 years ago, but mainly I think it was like just about 3 years ago. So 2.5, 3 years ago is when I got my first Xbox One S. At that point I had the PS4, and I was still playing GTA at the time. So, you know, I played it a lot, and it pissed me off because like I'm having this stupid 15-year-old telling me how to play the game. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I already know how to play the game. I'm like, and I made a joke where, why don't you just go stick with Forza? He's like, no. He talks all stupid. It's like, I'm laughing because he generally sucks at GTA. I'm a lower level than him by half. I'm like a level 32 and he's a 64. And yet I'm better at the game than he is. The only reason why he's a higher level is because he played it longer than I did. Okay? The reason why I'm at a higher level in this is because, well, I didn't play it enough. I just didn't care to play this game enough, the GTA game. I didn't really care to play GTA Online much. I just don't see why me spending my life grinding my ass to get stuff on the game, for what? What purpose that can give me to play, have fun with my friends online? I don't really care for that. it just doesn't serve me much purpose. There's no purpose on GTA Online unless if you want to troll or piss people off. Having fun can be, but I don't have a lot of my friends that actually want to have fun because they usually do their own thing. And Rockstar just wants to, they just influence you into buying their fucking shark cards because that's how they make money. They're greedy bitches that just want to make money. Like, buying your game is not enough. Now you gotta make us buy your shark cards and buy your overpriced products in the game. So we're spending our real money to get fake money for a video game to buy your overpriced DLC crap so we can pay to win to beat people. Like, that's why I didn't bother playing on the Xbox. And yet I'm still better than half the people I play with. And not because I'm a tryhard, because I'm experienced. I played the shit out of the game on the PS4 and PS3. And what annoys the fuck out of me is when you got some little shit tells you that, you know, they like to pretend they like to teach you. And then he's telling me randomly like, oh, I'm going to teach you, me and my friend or whatever is going to teach you how to race properly on Forza. I'm thinking to myself, and since when did I agree to that? You know, but I didn't say it, but I probably should have. And the guy ended up fucking joining my party with my friend out of nowhere. I didn't even invite him. And he has the audacity to put himself on offline mode, so I wouldn't even know if he's online or not. Piece of shit. He goes and joined my our party, you know, for just because I was in it. And he starts demanding for us to play. He wants to play. He wants to invite us and just set up the events. Like, who the fuck are you? So after we were finished, I just like, you know what, I'm done. So I just blocked him. I removed him off my friends list and blocked him. And that was it. He doesn't even deserve me to tell him, you know, that I blocked you and that the reason why. If he wants to know, if he has my YouTube channel, he can watch my YouTube channel. And if you are watching this, Fangs, I hope you know you're a piece of shit. Okay? Go fuck yourself. Okay, I don't have time for your bullshit. Stupid fucking kid. But ask me for fucking money, you fucking child? Fucking pisses me off when kids like they hear you have all this stuff, all these games, and yet they have the audacity to ask you if I can buy things for them. Like, go fuck yourself, child. Don't ask me for anything, stupid idiot. Fucking bum off the street. It's him and this kid TJ Johnson. Always asking me for money. Like, what do you think I am, rich? You know how long it took me to get my ass out of fucking Hamilton? I've been living in Hamilton for fucking years, getting my ass out of that fucking city. I finally moved into a better city. And then for what? So I can get these kids to ask me for fucking money? Go fuck your asses. Took me and my girlfriend forever to get out of the city. Of fucking Hamilton. Now that we're out of it, you know, out of the stress, out of the bullshit, we're so fucking happy. And to have this fucking, these idiots ask me for fucking money annoys the shit out of me. When you need money, ask me when you actually really need it. Not when you just, oh, a couple bucks here and there. Fucking, no, I'm not a fucking charity, alright? Fucking retarded. That really pisses me off, guys. I hate that. I just don't like it. Like, it's not that I don't like people ask me for money. I just don't like it when they think that they can ask me for a little bit of money. Oh, then asking Dusty for more money. That's not what I meant. If you're gonna ask me, it's because it's really important and you have no other choice, and it's a lot of money. Now, obviously, I may not have that much money to give you, but if generally what I'm hearing is genuine and you actually need help, then I might just consider helping you. I'll give you what I can. That's how I see it. But to give you this fucking couple dollars here and there, and have this guy go and ask me for money because his dad didn't buy him shit or whatever, that's a him problem. That's a him problem. That's not my problem. What, you think because your parents don't love you, what, that's my problem now? Like, I'm sorry. You know? Like, and for all I know, he's just lying to me, saying that he didn't get nothing just so he can get extra. He's a fucking greedy shit. The guy has GTA. What does that tell you? Fucking loser. Doesn't have nothing. Of course he has stuff. I have another kid I used to hang out with. His name was fucking, I don't remember, but I'm gonna call him what his old account used to be, Semi-Rifle. Semi-Rifle, that little shit. So he's a Spanish kid, and I generally don't like Spanish kids because there's a reason. And I'm not being racist, but it's just how many kids I've dealt with who are Spanish who are just the same. Okay? Call it racist. I don't give a fuck. This kid, he's got a lot of money. Okay, he doesn't have a lot of money, but his parents got a lot of money. Okay, so I used to give him my account as a primary to give him a little bit of access to games I used to play so I could play with him and have some fun. And it was first okay, but then the kid never ended up using my account to its full extent. He always only went in onto the games that I'd want to play. Barely. He barely went on, not my account, but he barely went on to play the games I allowed him at all. It was like he never went on to play any of the games. And then when he does, it's like Forza, which, like, what? Like, he already has that game. Why are you gonna have to play? Sure, he doesn't have it at the time he didn't. But, like, that's the only game you ever played. And then when he does play games, it's only when I'm online. And his excuse is because, oh, I don't want to play those games without you. But, like, it's not just for me, you know, me and you. It's also for you to enjoy it. If you're not going to use my account ever if I'm not online, like the games I give you, then what's the point? So I took it back. And it's just, I ended up making a vow that I would never ever give my account to anyone. And to this day, I'm still holding that. And I did promise a couple of kids too, but I was like, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore, screw it. I'm going to give it to someone who I really trust and that deserves it. But until then, I'm the one who's holding it myself. I'm just so fed up. Because I've used so many of my switches, and it's just like, I don't have any more switches. So if I use this last switch that's coming up to someone who's no good, fuck me, I don't have an emergency switch. So then I'm stuck having to have no switch until it comes out again 3 or 4 months later. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not waiting for this switch. Like, there's a lot of kids, even some kid named Face Snow, some stupid ass kid who talks disrespect, barely plays, when he does, he has no respect. Some fucking idiot that I used to be friends with. I met him on Mud Runner, met Rifle when I was on FH3, and Fangs when I was on FH3. Who else? Joseph, I met him way before, like, Xbox days. He's an old friend I used to be friends with. He was like one of my really good best friends, but that guy's a piece of shit. It's an unfortunate end for me and him, but you know what? It's for the best because he's just a pile of crap. It's like, you don't want to be friends with that fucking guy. He's just a racist and likes to make fun of you. He's not a good friend. Oh my god, it's just, I think I pulverized the man. Pulverized the man, and got thug for life, thug for his cousin. Fucking idiots. Fucking thug for life, wasted my time, annoyed me. His cousin, he didn't annoy me, but, like, I'm not friends with his cousin, so like, I don't care about his cousin. The only reason why I have his cousin's account added is because Thug for Life went on his account. Thug for Life got himself fucking banned for swearing at some kid on Grand Theft Auto 5. He texted him. Stupid idiot. And he got com banned, so he had to go on his cousin's account to play. So me and some kid Crafty, which I also gotta remove off because he didn't hang out with me anymore. Wanted him to join so we can talk to him, you know, whatever, but he got pissed because we're making fun of him, but whatever. Child he is. Man-child. So I removed him off my friends list and his cousin, because I don't know his cousin, I don't care to know his cousin, so I removed him too. Yeah, I removed a lot of friends off my console, my friends list, just because they're just no good. I don't want to have people who I don't like on my friends list. I was like, yeah, I'll just remove them off. It's just a bunch of people who I don't like. And it looks like Slayer I'm gonna have to remove too because I don't ever play with that guy. Crafty's the next guy we can remove. I got a lot of other people I gotta remove. I want people who are actually friends of mine on my console. That's no, I'm good. So I'm gonna be doing like a day where I'm cleaning out people who I don't know and who are no good. And yeah, I'm gonna do it. Every day I'm gonna just take a couple of them on. Pick, off. And I'm not choosing people who I play with here and there. I'm not choosing people who I don't play at all. And those who invited me just because they played for they drove around for a bit, we don't actually know each other. I'm not wasting fucking friendships. Like, don't add me as a friend if you don't even use your mic. I'm not a dick. I'm just so fed up with people who just add me just for no reason. Who don't ever use their mic, and it's my fault for even adding them back. I'm just gonna fix it by removing them. And those who added me, who had a mic, and did have a good time, had fun playing games, whatever, but either complaining or dicks. It doesn't matter what it is. I just don't want to waste my time with people who aren't gonna do me any benefit, right? So, yeah, that's just what I'm gonna do. It's a shame, unfortunately. It is a shame. It's an unfortunate shame. Alright, boys and girls, that was fun, guys. I'll have to get going. It was nice chatting with y'all if you even paid attention to listen. I'm on single player. Yeah. I don't want to expect you guys to finish this video and watch it, but if you do, I'm pretty surprised because it's nothing really much interesting to watch, but oh well, it is what it is. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.